Chapter 6. Beckett Sterling hadn't visited for a long time after that departure, but he sent someone daily to deliver wound ointment and a tray of marble cakes. That day, I woke up to find the cell empty. All the other prisoners and guards were gone, leaving only me and the wide-open gate. I hesitated for a moment, but still left the prison. Even if it was a trap, I was going to try. The street was pitch black. After walking a few steps, I suddenly realized I had nowhere to go. The only place I could still hide was Ronald Bennett's house. I pushed open the door to Ronald Bennett's dilapidated house and saw a figure standing in the moonlight, hands behind his back, facing away from me. The next second, he turned around and looked straight at me. Jackson Mercer's face was clear and innocent, with a hint of curiosity. But beneath his long eyelashes lay some unknown, mad emotion. "How did you end up in such a sorry state?" he said with a smile, though his tone carried a strange excitement. I cautiously tried to leave, but my wrist was suddenly pulled back, causing me to lose my balance and fall backward. Jackson Mercer sidestepped, and I fell heavily to the ground. Jackson Mercer bent down, his smile unwavering, and said without a hint of apology, "Sorry, Miss Silas, I didn't catch you in time." But I clearly saw him calmly withdraw his hand just now, with no intention of helping me up. Jackson Mercer is such a hypocrite. These past few days, Father has entrusted me with many court affairs and has forgotten about you, Jackson Mercer said with a smile, noticing my furrowed brow from the pain. "Why didn't Miss Silas ask me for help regarding the confiscation of Ronald Bennett's property?" Jackson Mercer couldn't possibly be unaware that the Imperial Guards had arrested and imprisoned me. Since I was in prison, how could I possibly find him? Now I finally understand. The seemingly naive and innocent Prince Jackson Mercer in the game is actually the one who best conceals his true nature. "Miss Silas? Why aren't you smiling today?" he asked, tilting his head. I'm still lying on the ground, in too much pain to get up, and he has the nerve to ask me questions. Miss Silas always lives in the light, making her seem unreal, Jackson Mercer said to himself when I didn't speak. I should drag Miss Silas into the darkness with me, so she becomes like me. How wonderful that would be. When he said these words, his tone was filled with longing, but his expression remained as innocent and harmless as ever. Jackson Mercer sighed and reached out to help me up. As his sleeve slipped down, his wrist was covered with a dense network of scars. He followed my shocked gaze to his wrist, then smiled nonchalantly and pulled up his sleeve to cover the wounds. "No, impossible." In the game, Jackson Mercer is clearly the Emperor's favorite child. Why does he have so many scars? I tried hard to recall the details I had overlooked in the game. Those fine, dense wounds, sharp but not overly so, must be from scratches. The Empress liked to keep her nails long. Could it be the Empress injured him? Miss Silas, you guessed it, didn't you? Jackson Mercer lowered his eyes and smiled, pulling up his sleeve and extending his scarred arm before me. This one is because I tore up the painting Mother loved most. This one is because I drowned Mother's favorite parrot. This one is because I kicked Mother's closest mate into the lake. Jackson Mercer pointed expressionlessly at each scar, speaking slowly until he reached the deepest one. He paused, smiled, and continued, "And this one, it's because I had father convict and execute General Chin. Back then, because of this outsider, Mother almost wanted to kill me," Jackson Mercer whispered in my ear with a smile. "Miss Silas, Everyone in the palace knows my true nature. I'm utterly wicked. Only you don't know, and you still think of me as a naive and ignorant child. How can there be a naive and ignorant person in this palace? Since you like me that way, then I'll pretend to be that way. As long as you're willing, I can always be the innocent and naive Jackson Mercer. He looked at me, his eyes filled with expectation, sincere and earnest. As long as Miss Silas says she's willing to stay here, I'll give you everything you want. I can even eliminate all the people you hate for you. I was almost bewitched until I saw my dazed expression reflected in his dark eyes. I suddenly came to my senses and swallowed the rest of the sentence. I always felt Jackson Mercer had ulterior motives for luring me into saying that. Is it true that if I say those words, I will stay here forever? Jackson Mercer's expression remained unchanged, but he smiled with a hint of regret and said, "How about this? Miss Silas tells me some bad things about Beckett Sterling and Elias Vanderbilt, just to cheer me up." I looked at him, a chill running through me, and said nothing. "Miss Silas won't tell me anything, so shall I let her go?" he said with a smile. I believed it to be true. Struggling to get up from the ground, I walked step by step toward the door, while Jackson Mercer remained standing there watching me without moving. But the more he did that, the more uneasy I felt. Just as I was about to take the final step, I saw him take a deep breath and let out a soft sneer. His eyes gleamed faintly in the moonlight. A moment later, he shook his head, then gently raised his right hand. Immediately, a squad of Imperial guards carrying torches surged in through the gate and surrounded me. Jackson Mercer had lied to me, and I had almost forgotten what kind of person he truly was. Two figures gradually emerged from behind the trees not far away as the light shone through.